All right, is the sound better? I should have the Yeti hooked up and not so much the other ones. Anybody? There ain't even anybody here. Fuck. All right. Okay, great. All right, is my sound better, Jason? All right. Thanks for getting here, everybody. Love it. Digging it. Dig it. All right. What I did was I had my webcam microphone hooked up as opposed to the Yeti. How is everybody doing today? How is everyone? All right, today I wanted to talk about Thomas Bruce, of course. You know, he is a person of interest in the Delphi murders. I think that everybody knows that. That's kind of why we're all here, is because that is what we are watching, is the Delphi murders. But he is also charged with the crimes down there in St. Louis. Again, if I was to read over those, it would be like first-degree murder, sodomy, criminal confinement. The list goes on. And at being 53 years old, 53, the guy is like 46 days older than I am. And this is the first crime he got caught. Okay. So I think that the man, Thomas Bruce, has been at this for a long time. Even the cop said, this is not a crime that you just go in and do. You know, you have experience in doing this. So they are looking into other crimes. They took DNA, and I assumed that that would be the direction that they would go. But it's the one that takes the longest. But they did get a DNA sample to run through Codex, and I am in hope that that's going to pull up other crimes as well. But I think that he played a hand in Delphi. What does everybody else think? Did anybody else see the court pictures? I think that the courtroom pictures probably gave us the best evidence on him being the bridge guy, because I mean, it was everything about his face, his structure, you know, his body. It was everything that we wanted. He didn't have blue eyes, but the thing is that he does have brown eyes. But you know what? You would never believe that he would have blue eyes by looking at his skin. He's got very white skin with the gray in here. Now, I realized that it was 2 years ago when Delphi happened. But, you know, it was just one of those things that if you wasn't looking, you could say, yeah, I'm not sure of the color, but they weren't blue. They didn't stand out as blue, because that would almost be what somebody would be expecting by looking at his skin color. Anyway, he was dressed like the bridge guy. And when you walk in looking like the bridge guy, dressed like the bridge guy, and commit a crime like that, it really stands out. Because for being 53 years old, he had never really committed a crime. He had never been behind bars. So that took everybody, including his wife, by complete surprise. So, yeah, anyway, I'm thinking now that he is most likely. And there are ways that I cannot look in to confirm, but I am saying, based upon what I have seen, I am now ready to say, yeah, he's probably bridge guy. He's the guy that we're looking for. He's the guy that would commit that act. And it fills in the areas that weren't filled in before, of him never committing a crime before, you know, because that was heavy. That was heavy on my list. And you know what? I'm glad we got that tip for you guys, that the man had never committed a crime before, because without that tip, we wouldn't know that. We would not have that out there to actually base the evidence upon. Anyway, man, we may have our guy. So what I am looking at is, yeah, I think cannot prove it, that he committed the Delphi murders. Now, people have brought up the I-70 murders, older murders going back into the 70s. I brought up the Iowa murders and Jamie Kloss. So, Is there anything else that we could point a finger at? Because the reason that I'm looking at Iowa and Jamie Kloss is because of Jamie Kloss's age. She was 13. She had the same color hair as Abby Williams. She was taken and 2 people were killed in her abduction. This is a point. Abducted her, a 13-year-old girl. People said, we don't know anybody that would do that. We don't even know a motive of why somebody would do that. I do, if it's this guy. I think that he seeks 13-year-old virgin girls. He has something in his head that is with 13. I don't need to really cover that at length, but the thing is that 13 is an evil number. If you don't know that 13 is an evil number, go look into 13 real quick. He pulled the Iowa. If it's him, he pulled the Iowa off. Hey, Grano. I had seen you there before. If he pulled the Iowa murders off, he did that on Friday the 13th. Now, that's the first one that I could connect back to that he may have done. But Friday the 13th, and then Monday the 13th here in Delphi. All 4 of those crimes, all 4 were done on a Friday or a Monday. All 4. Now, yeah, well, I'm not saying that you're evil, but what I'm saying is that it's an evil number, Natty. Calm down. I'm not calling you evil by any means. But I think that there is something in his mind, being a pastor. There is something up there that wants to do this. And I believe that it is a mental problem that he has. But I think that he is on a level where he feels that he is trying to contact or sacrifice for other beings. Because there would be no other way around it. For what other reason would that be? I mean, like, nobody's a child molester. Well, yeah, okay. I could say nobody's a child molester, so they join religion, but that would pull Catholics in, and we all know that's a little insane. But anyway, the guy is a Christian pastor, and he's Jewish. I don't know if that makes him like a Messianic Jew. Maybe it is, but maybe he was never Jewish, Judaism by religion. Which would probably draw that out a little bit. So, is anybody out there know? No? Does anybody know why he would be traveling in and through Indiana? Like family in Michigan. Anywhere up to north of us, here in the, like around Delphi, Indiana. Because it seems like all these crimes were located in about a 300 to 400 mile area away from St. Louis, every single one of them. Well, why come out now and do this if he's bridge guy? But you see, here's the thing. We don't know that this was his first time. I mean, we really don't. If we take that back to Iowa, and even between 2012 and 2000 and almost 19, that's 7 years. And I think that he was busy. I think that he had a hand in a lot more than what's being revealed to us currently. I think that it goes on substantially more. Now, I mean, I can't say that he committed Delphi. I can't say that he committed Iowa or Jamie Kloss. I can't say he was on the Iowa murders. I can't say he had ever committed anything other than the crime he's charged with. But what I am saying is I think it goes deeper than that. I really do. Oh, Portland, Oregon. You know what? You used to live up there at Niatsu, right there on the coast. Love that. Love that state, Michael. Yeah, a lot of people say a lot of serial killers travel, but that's not really the case. That really isn't. Most of them do not. Most of them kill within their immediate area. Some, a rarity, travel. I mean, look, Ted Bundy, a rarity. A rarity. He didn't kill in one area. God, what is it? The other dude's name? The Night Stalker. Again, he traveled, but he mainly did that in and around the LA area. A traveling serial killer is rare. It's not like a lot of them do. Most of them don't. Most of them kill within their area. And that's, and then they take them elsewhere. That's how it works. I'm not a serial killer. I'm not stating from experience. I'm just saying as to what I've read. Look at any serial killer. Wherever they were at, wherever the crimes were, that's where they lived. In almost every case. Yes, it would, Dana. That would be very well. Very, very cool indeed. Yeah, and you know what? See, I mean, I put the Delphi murders as a sexual motive, like instantly. When you're looking at an older guy and two younger girls that are murdered like that after being abducted, in almost every case, it's going to be sexual. Yeah. Barbara, are those like people under suspicion or something? I mean, I see Henry Lee Lucas. So, I mean, is this like serial killers that traveled? Ah, thank you. What? Okay, somebody just messaged me on Facebook. Well, yeah, yes, but the cops can't really tell us more. I mean, there is only so much that a cop can say about this without giving some information over. But the thing is, in some of the areas that I've asked police and areas where it would not compromise the case, they wasn't answering shit. He was like, yeah, that's part of the case. Yeah, we ain't saying nothing. Yeah, fuck you. But then Doug Carter will stand up there and be like, oh, we need somebody to identify this picture, or we need to public out. Yeah, whatever, law enforcement. Thank you, Mike. It may seem like that, but I think that they know a lot more. I mean, a whole lot more than what they're saying. They know the cause of death. And there's a lot of information. I mean, that they won't just say anything to us. There's a lot of information that they do know. And, some of that would be good to have, some of it not as much. Yeah. 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 I'd say, you know what? Hell, we're not even clear, And look at me. I'm not the bridge guy. Ted Bundy was a serial killer, but he don't really play a part in these murders. Yeah, the witnesses are, but the thing is like we can't really talk to the witnesses aren't going to say shit to us. But I can tell you right now that the witnesses are like, that's the fucker I seen, no doubt. That's him, dude. Now, you know what? They got to wait for the DNA to come back, the comparison. And when that comes back, I still don't think that Delphi is going to hop on that train yet. I think that they're going to wait for the 2-year mark to then do that and press charges, because Delphi's got to wait for them to at least get started here in St. Louis, which they've already done. But they want to take that in. So they probably want to announce the charges on or around February 13th. It's just my thought, but it seems how that they work on this kind of stuff, because they already know they're going to press charges, but right now it's just to the public. And believe me, one thing that police are not is upfront with the public. What the hell? Hold on. Man, now I got 39 people here with 10 thumbs up. What? You want some? See a thumbs, man. No, they would wait. Oh, 18. Shit, all it took was me saying something. Get some thumbs in the air, people. Yeah, I think that they would wait. I mean, because there are like legal reasons for that. There really are. I mean, they want to press charges. They want to get it out there. But the thing is like in law enforcement, these people down here got shit to do. And then, see, because you had to extradite him back. Well, they wouldn't extradite him while he's in court down there. You know, they would probably wait until like that right there was completed because he's facing, he'll probably plead out. They already have the DNA, have their facts in line. Bam. Now I'm on the 2nd of February, bring him back. Get his ass back here. Because if he takes it to court down there, he's an idiot. He will be facing death. And I think that that right there, when you are looking at death and they say, yeah, when we convict you, we're going to put you down. There is not much that you can be really said about it. Because there isn't like a lot of witnesses. It's like once you're convicted, who do they bring in? Who do they bring in to say, oh, we got more evidence? They really can't. You did that in the first one. So it will be relatively quick. He would know that. And if he's behind any, because Thomas Bruce already knows he's never getting out, he will never get out in his lifetime. The best that he can do is avoid death. And by doing that, he can say, I've committed other crimes, and I will talk about it in full detail to you if you take this down to life without parole. And that may be what happens. And that's fine down there. That is fine down there. Because even if they do that, when they bring him up here, we can still hit him with death. They could still hit him with death over there in Iowa if he committed that. Same with Jamie Kloss. There's probably, I mean, you know what? I could bring up the Green River Killer. That's how he did. He started talking about all of them. He said, you know what? I committed a lot more than that. I'd like to talk. A local church. The church that he was a pastor of was the Calvary Chapel, I think, down there. They had one in Delphi. They closed it for whatever reason. Well, and he may not have, Brittany. I never said he did. I never said he did. I never said that fucker's guilty. Oh, he did it. I'm just saying, you know what? It fits the MO. It fits the MO. And that's what I'm looking at. Also, in Jamie Kloss, they was looking at 2 cars, and I think it was because the person didn't know one from the other. Both were black. Both of them were relatively new, not that old. And they were black. And Thomas Bruce's driveway was a black vehicle. Just throwing it out there that I don't know the make of that vehicle, but I do know it was a black vehicle, kind of like what they was looking for. Stranger danger. Stranger danger. Okay, if you're out on a trail and a stranger comes up with the gun, what do? You don't yell stranger danger. You ain't going to do a whole lot. The simple fact is, you know what? Dangerous strangers have always been around. There is no way to defeat that. The best way to defeat it is to put a gun in every kid's hand and say, if somebody comes up to grab you, kill them. Guess what? Oh, I don't know who that was to, Natty Bats, but... Okay. I'll go ahead and show it. All right, 23 thumbs up, 43 people here. Well, guess what? My popularity is declining. How do you know that, Thomas? How do you know that, Tony? Can you tell me exactly how you know that? Tony? Oh, yeah. Yes, I do, Dana. I definitely know that. He's waiting to see what he's looking at before he says shit. Because that on just down there, yeah. You know what? I mean, I assume that right off the go. like ages ago. Man, the guy's got more YouTube accounts. It's fucking crazy. No, see, man, and it took me off what the hell it was I was saying. What was I saying? No, I haven't. She is not answering the phone. And I think that that's because she had that shut down. Yeah, well, exactly. But the thing is, man, is if you have a gun and you pull that out on a guy who's got a gun, he's going to think. People won't just be out there, man. I mean, I'm not suggesting that kids have guns, but I am suggesting that, like, you know, hey, like if I had a kid right now and he was 8 years old, guess what? He'd be taking firearm classes. No, you really wouldn't, because I would have done taught him firearms by the time he was 5. I know I am. I'm an American. Yeah, we did. And in fact, you know what? We also seen the comments about the book. It was like all 5 people that bought it were like, "Are you fucking crazy? Holy shit, man! You said like 3 things in here and pointed to digital DNA all day. Holy fuck, dude! Are you mad? Do you know anything?" Ah, man, you know what? It's always a good time on my channel. You know, we always get Michael Cunningham, man. There he is. There's Harv. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I like reading comments, people. I just do. Makes my day. And you know what? When my day is made, do you know whose else's day is made? Woof's. Woof loves it when I read comments because, man, when I really read a lot of good comments, man, he gets pig all day long. My puppy never once for pig. I love him. Oh, really? Wow. You know what? I mean, I was going to say this, man, like on my last YouTube post. I really thought that that would be a cool combination. You know, I really did. I thought if Cunningham and Redneck got together, man, they could have retarded kids all day. You know, they really could, man. They are a set and a match for one another. They are a lock, a Facebook lock. Oh, you should be. You should be. Do me boys come here just to talk shit? Yeah, sometimes. But you know what? I usually keep an eye over here on the chat to see if somebody brings up a point that I would like to bring, you know, as well. But a lot of times, I mean, because, man, there's trolls. I mean, you know what? You're on YouTube. I mean, well, YouTube. You can go anywhere in the world and find trolls. Look, man, they're lonely people that are sitting at home, that need attention, they can't make a video, so they go on other people's shit, man, just to be a fucking douchebag. And that's what you get. This is what you get right here. You get that in spades. Oh, Rebecca! Rebecca Baxter, people. Did you hear that? Rebecca L. Baxter is here. No, I don't. No, if you want to confront me at my house, come on down. Come on down. No, man, no, man. You see, I wouldn't be all angry and ass beady or anything like that. Okay, I'm sorry. You know what? I want to keep this on discussion, y'all. So let's get back to this. Now, does anybody have reason to believe that Thomas Bruce would be traveling through Indiana? I don't think that being an insurance agent, and I speculate that that's what he was doing at the end because he had a business card. But for the most part, he had stuck with insurance agent. So I don't see that as a reason to be leaving. But I think that that may help determine like hours worked. But if he did pass through Indiana, we got that guy, man. There he is. Yeah, maybe something with the church, but he wasn't really a pastor at that time, but he could have been working with the church. Yeah, and I called them, and the guy was very reluctant to say anything. In fact, I got a very eerie vibe from that preacher guy. He had some problems, man. Maybe he did. I mean, that was like one of my first thoughts is that the guy may have camped. Maybe. And it makes me wonder why police were looking down the Wildcat, Deer Creek, the Wabash. They was looking down all these creeks and everything for possible campers. And again, that does not point to a car. It doesn't point to a car being used. Well, he wasn't using that write-off at the time. Oh, fuck. Come on, man. Just get on with it, dude. I don't give a fuck. Don't care. Yeah, that's what I was saying, Harv. Yeah, but he wasn't, Denise. He wasn't really moving. Now, he may have been jobless at that time because a guy that he worked with during that time when he filed bankruptcy, and that was in January of 2017, the guy said that he resigned from his job shortly thereafter, but he didn't know the date. But after, like, say, the middle of January, shortly thereafter, he could have been without a job or been looking for a job at the time of the Delphi murders as well. Yeah, exactly. Right. And that's why I'm bringing that up, because right at that time, there was. Fuck, man. Shit, man. Somebody's at my door. Hang on. Yeah, right. Yeah, hang on. Well, I got a live show I'm doing. Give me a minute. Okay. Sorry for the inconvenience, everybody. That was my neighbor. They wanted their AC out of the window. Can't blame. I would too. Now, where was I? What was I discussing before I was so rudely knocked upon? Yes, right. Because at the time when he was down there, he wasn't preaching anymore, and of course had moved, from where he was. In fact, I think last year he preached was 2007, and I'm pretty sure that he was in the church, and and that may have led to it. But again, man, I think that I would definitely be looking more, because look, when he left, he would have to tell his wife, "This is where I'm going. This is why I got to go alone," or something like that. And it would have to be up toward like Chicago, Michigan, Fort Wayne, Indiana, like right into that area, in a direction that he would travel that would put him into this area on a return trip. Thank you, Natalie. Thanks for being here. Christy, Galactic North. God, man, how many of these fucking accounts do you have, Cunningham? My God, man. Why don't you ask his fucking wife? Won't you do it? Hey, Tony. God, I love it when trolls come on here just to fucking tell me what to do. Eat some fucking dick. Thanks, Mary. Appreciate it. All right. Haha. It is just that easy. I'll be. All right. Hey, later, Denise. Thanks for being here. Okay. Hey, everybody, like when you use language like that, I have to hit show. I have to hit show. Quit making me have to hit show. I get lost in it. Look, man, I got like comments over here, and I'm sure that everybody viewing is looking at them as well. See, I got to read through there, man, because I'm trying to stay on topic, man. I'm just trying to stay on topic. You know what? I was kind of thinking about that because you know what? In all these other cases, it's all young girls. Now, when you look down there at St. Louis, the woman that died was 53 years old. 53. But there was 3 women. How old were the other 2 and what did they look like? You know? That would be something. I mean, we can't really know that, but if we did, I think that it would definitely help with the determination, because I'm looking at an MO with 13 and 13-year-old girls, and it is something. Yeah, you know what? I did too. And that's the thing there, Brittany, because I don't think that a man trying to be stealthy would take him back in there and then shoot, even with the 22, because it would draw attention to that area and someone coming from that area. There's 2 girls missing. I mean, you know, he didn't want to draw suspicion upon himself or anything like that when he was leaving. So I doubt that he did shoot them. I'm not saying he didn't. Maybe he did, for all I know. Fuck. Thank you. But anyway, I doubt that he shot him. In fact, I think in Delphi, more than anything, I was probably thinking more strangulation, maybe knife, you know, to the throat, something a little bit less soundy, a little bit more urgent. Yeah, I already am. Hey, thank you, Cato. All right. You know, we don't know that. We don't know what other similarities that they are looking for, but we do know that St. Louis contacted Delphi speaking about similarities. Now, if it was just based on the fact of how he walked in and what he was dressed like, looking like that, yeah, it's a similarity, because they said the same thing with Daniel Nations, similarities in the crimes. Well, what similarities? You know, what similarities, aside of the guy looks like the sketch and is a sexual offender, what similarities? You know, we don't really know. But if we really had to look at a similarity, I think we know where that goes. I think that we know where that goes. And that's been stated since a very long time ago. Oh, okay. Hey, we're going to CrimeCon. Meet Michael J. Katt at CrimeCon. Well, CrimeCon needs me. I need CrimeCon. It's a two-way street. 28 thumbs up. Remember that one time when I was on here and I had like 80 some people? And, you know, does anybody remember that shit? Man, what the hell happened? I don't want to meet. You know what? Look, okay, let me take this back just a piece. I don't want to say anything that'll get me sued. Man, I went to this. I don't even know what it was. It was a place to meet a Lifetime producer that was wanting to do a show on the Delphi murders. Let me tell you something. There was nothing in there but Facebook shits. No way, I take that back because there was a couple cool people. You know who you are. You already know. I don't even need to say, but you were there. But other than that, man, about punch the fucker's brains out there, man. One thing you do not do is get up and cut me the fuck off when I'm talking. They'll get a nigger. They'll get a man's head beat in. Yeah. Well, and again, that's what I'm saying, because it's 53, but, you know, we don't really know. I mean, let's look at it like this. The girls in Iowa, we don't know how they were killed. They never stated if it was even able to be determined. It was like 6 months out in the weather before they were found. So unless they were shot or something like that, they probably wouldn't be able to tell. You know, okay, in Delphi, they know. But up there in Oregon, he just shot one lady in the head. So there isn't really much to say that, like, with the, you know, murders being the same, because we don't know. To my knowledge, we can't really determine whether any of the murders were the same unless the girls in Delphi were shot, and that we don't know. Yeah, I remember you had said that, Nicholas. Yeah, it was in Cape Girardeau. It wasn't right up the road, you know, from here, but I know it was way down there. But I just assumed that him being with the church, he could have been up here at this church for whatever reason. If he sold insurance, but I thought he was an agent. If he sold insurance, that could possibly add privilege to move about and travel. I do too, Natty. I really do. I think that the whole fascination thing with 13-year-old girls in that area, even with being a pastor, I think it spells mental issue. And I will say, in almost every case like this, when you're talking about a man going out and murdering 2 young girls, there's always, every single time, a mental issue. Always something up there causing it. Yes, and we know that once police catch on, that they will change, that up. And I get that. I understand. I know. And I get that. They will. But look, here's the thing. Thomas Bruce, would have no reason to change that up, because he had never had one, aside of Delphi, to where that they could actually say how that person had died. I mean, to our knowledge, because in every other one, I mean, and those were probably different. I mean, you know, if he was the I-70 killer, you don't, you know, like on a trail, you can't do that. Okay, you don't think he is. And that's fine, Dana. I'm glad that you don't think he is. However, I am stating that it could be. Mental problem could be. Never said 100%. On this channel, you will never hear me say 100 fucking percent. Because if I don't fully know, I will not state the fact that I fully know. I don't even know that I'm 53. You can't state it as 100% fact. Protestant. You know what? I do need to check this here real quick. 46 people. Wow. Hey, does anybody know what my person count got up to? Was it in the 50s? Tell me it was in the 50s at one time or another. It would make me feel good. I don't really know, Dana. You might want to put, oh, right. I got what you're saying. No, I didn't. I'm sorry. Hey, Lori, and Dana. Oh, man. Yeah. Oh, that was you. I know it already. I know where those thumbs up come from. And I appreciate the shit out of them. You know, again, and I just want to say that if, don't make me fucking scream, if it is Thomas Bruce, I have a feeling that he was staying on state grounds when he would do this. He would wait for someone that resembled what he felt to be a victim to go by, you know, like unsupervised without someone think it was near his car where he could draw him right into his car. Boom, there it was, and get the hell out. Because Delphi was right there on the trail. And if you go to Iowa, the girls were abducted on state ground, on a state bike trail. That's where they was taken from. And I think that when he goes to places, because it's public ground, you can be there. You see what I mean? You can be there and wait. And I think that that's what he was doing. I think that if he committed Iowa, that's how he played it. He would stay at a state ground today and wait for a victim. Are you talking about in St. Louis? Because yeah. But if it's Delphi, the same applies. Yeah, he did. He did. And I don't say exactly 20 minutes, but we narrowed that down. It was between 20 and 25 minutes right in there at the Delphi crime. But I don't think that this guy takes all day about it. I think he's pretty sick, man. He wants what he wants and he kills. That's an ugly man. That's an ugly dude. Not the guy you want for a neighbor. Hey, Lisa, glad you could make it. Well, you know, you say anyone, but I disagree. I totally disagree. He wasn't waiting for anyone. If he was waiting for anyone, he would have killed any woman. He didn't do that. He was waiting for a girl, man. That's what he was doing. He was waiting for a girl in Delphi. Wasn't any woman, or he would have killed the woman with the dogs. I don't think that he was a madman. I think that he was a man with a mental problem, and he was there waiting for what he felt was his appropriate victim to come by. And twice that we know of, they may have. He was waiting for a prone female or females? Or what do you mean, laying down? I don't understand that, Nat. I don't get it. Yeah, they were located on December the 5th, and they was taken on July 13th. So that's why I said the bodies were heavily deteriorated. They were shot or something like that, where it would have left a hole you know, in through bone, something like that, they may not have known. I mean, if you strangle somebody and then leave them outside and they find them like 6 months later, they wouldn't really know that they was strangled unless they was like in ice, you know. But if it's in a warm outside natural environment, they will deteriorate to a point where you can't tell. Yeah, you know, and that's another thing that kind of leads me back to Delphi, Dana, is because all it would have took is for one of them to refuse. If you think about his mindset, one of them to yell, one of them to commit anything that was a little bit out of his mental structure, that could have kicked it off. And I think that that's the man we're dealing with. Exactly. Precisely. Yeah, you could say 100% sure no one was around, but he don't know that somebody wasn't 5 minutes behind him on the bridge, Brittany. Do you put facts together to make a case, or do you just use one fact at a time? It'd be very important for me to understand. No, yeah, you know what? See, I don't even draw into that, Natty, because that is speculation entirely. That is drawing a theory based entirely upon speculation. And I don't want to do that. I am not going to do that. Maybe they yelled. Maybe they refused. We have no clue. We don't know. We don't know. All we can say is where they were and how that they was found. That's all we can really get. Hey, Wolf, man, don't do that, dude. You know, a man teaches his dog not to play with lighters, and they still want to do it. How is that? Yeah, but you know, we don't know that. The cops never said that. The cops never said that. I think that if anything, that may have came from the family, and the family said that they had mentioned a man, not a creepy man. This is the way I heard it. Not a creepy man, a man. And again, and I think it came from the same direction, the same people, because they said that they heard some of the audio, but it wasn't the bad parts. And they said it was mainly just conversation. So I take that back to the fact that if the killer is going to come up to you and converse, it's going to be right away. Because when they pull a gun or that weapon and they say you start moving that away, that conversation's over. It's gone. So I think that he walked up to him, simple conversation. Hey, what's up? Yeah, beautiful day. Woo, 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 woo. Kind of gained their trust, made sure nobody was behind him, and then committed the crime. You know what? I don't think so. I don't think so, Luminous, because if anything had it came back, you know, but there was nothing that they could really work with. I mean, if you think about it, they didn't have DNA, and even if they had fingerprints, they couldn't really tie it. They couldn't really tie that to anybody. So I am in doubt of that. I don't even know that CC Moore is working the case. I think that if she was, she would have had it narrowed down, and this guy would have already been behind bars before he was. No man by the tree. None. There is no man there by that tree. It was one man. One. No, now, yeah, I'm not saying that, Cato. I'm not saying that the Delphi suspect had a black vehicle. What I was talking about was the Jamie Kloss abduction. They was looking for a black vehicle, and they had two of them because I don't think that when it passed the other vehicle that's seen it, they could make out which one it was, but they had it narrowed down to two black vehicles. And what I'm saying is Thomas Bruce, if you go check Google Maps out of his house, he has a black vehicle in his driveway. And again, it just adds more suspicion. Yeah, Harv, we don't give a fuck. Dude, I know she ain't the only person alive doing that. But I'm saying that if we're in the DNA detectives were on it, being that they had it narrowed down to John D. Miller in less than 2 months' time, if they was on that since July, guess what? They'd have the fucker. That's what I'm alluding to. Click that like button. It's at 32. At 32. God, imagine how I would feel if that hit like 40. Oh, man, it'd be like dreams come true. Wolf, stop playing with the lighters. Just fucking around, man. My dog is looking at me like I'm insane. He's like, what the fuck you mean? Man? Stop playing with the lighters. Hey, Gray's live. Gray uses live if anybody wants to get over there, because I'm fixing to kick out here. I'm ready to boot it up a good one. Okay, well, they're not doing a very good job. Because if they was working on it and she had it narrowed down to him in 2 months with a name like John D. Miller, you would think after this damn long, was it coming up on 6 months? They ain't doing a very good job. You know what? The donation link is straight down below in the description box. It is something 777. Can't miss it. And Katt needs money. Michael J. Katt is making some shit happen. Yeah, thank you, Teresa Sleuth. All right, pardon me for a second while I rectify some shit. You see, Harv, it's different for me. Okay, Harvey? You understand that? You see, I ain't the fucking bridge guy. I couldn't be confused with the bridge guy. And when I have a cop coming over here saying we can't clear you without DNA, you know what I say? You ain't clearing me. Get the fuck out of my face. That's why. I should call in what? You know what? I don't do panel. I don't talk with other people. I don't like other people. I don't like talking to them. Not that I got anything against Harv. Harv's a super groovy guy. He is. He's super cool, man. You know what? I like his videos, man. He's actually got a pretty entertaining voice. But no, I don't really go contact anybody on that. I mean, what I got to say, I say to you. You're welcome. That's how I like to keep it. I don't know who you was talking to, but if it was me, I know. I do. Radio voice. This is Michael J. Katt coming to you live from Kokomo, Indiana. Thanks for being here. Today we're discussing Thomas Bruce, a killer, a madman, a slayer from St. Louis. You know what? We do that a lot. Normally, when I got Greeno right here and we're both doing live, we have to do that quite often. But trolls love Greeno, and Greeno loves trolls. Trolls stay the hell away from me, unless Greeno's here. Then, you know, yeah, then they show up. But I don't mind them none, man. You know what? The other day, I got pictures of Thomas Bruce's charges down there in St. Louis, which, I mean, you know, we could read them, but I did get the charges. 17, facing death. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, totally. All right, man. What? What, man? Okay, man. Now I can't make shit out of over here. Anyway, it is 5 o'clock, man. I appreciate everybody viewing this. I will see you in my next video, people. You have a great, fantastic weekend. Peace.